Yes. Yeah. Alrighty. I know nobody's here because I didn't really give a time limit of how long it's going to take me to get done. So, uh, all right. That's not what I wanted to do on here. Come on, Jim. Come on, Jim. Hello, whoever's sitting here. Trying to get my yeah, Wi-Fi to work, but it's been a little screwy lately. And every time I get up to fix it and I think it's fixed, it's like, come on, give me a break now, folks. So, okay, yeah, that's strange. Might have to piggyback on my phone. So give me a second, folks. I'm sorry. I see there's 10, 19 of you. Okay. Come on, you screwy thing. Yeah. It's like my connections to my actual router um, is being obstinate, and then my router itself is like, no, you can't connect, and it's like, why not? So just give me 2 secs. It's gonna pause for a second while I do something. All right, so hopefully that will work. So I can get my loopy phone to connect. Because it doesn't, it's like acting like everything is like unconnectable. So, come on, ya pain in my rumpus. Literally. Um, yeah, now my phone is like, or I should say my tablet is trying to connect. And sorry, Jay, I didn't see that comment that just popped up. But let's see here. Okay, it's connecting slowly but surely. Okay, now it's connected. Ugh. Hold on one more second. I gotta get some. Sorry, folks. I forgot to bring my drink, and my throat's like, moisture. We need moisture. Um, so now I think I'm ready for this. Um, if my picture's blurry, I'm sorry. It is blurry on my tablet. I don't know if it's my my Wi-Fi connection or what, but it's yeah. Um, that is post-nasal drip. And the reason why I know is because the way I cough up stuff. But if you guys got to see, if you're on Jerry's channel and mine, you got to see what we've been trying to deal with online situations. And as I said earlier, I am I'm done dealing with it. I'm no longer just going to be putting people in timeout. It's got to the point where I have to basically decide what. And This time around, once I put you in timeout, or I give Jayan the go ahead to put you in timeout, you're out. You're literally just stuck in timeout. Because last night, but Jerry, um, jumping on Jerry for one thing or another, and what the subject is on my channel. But if you're coming on to my channel, and there's two particular people who do it, and I'm not gonna give them kudos. I'm basically, I'm done. You want to talk about food? Okay, yeah, I love talking about food. You want to talk about nature? I love nature. You want to talk about, Hall mentioned how hard, her difficulties on a particular day, uh, about her. I'm not going to repeat it because I don't know if she wants me to repeat it or not. But I realized that particular day I was getting not only bombarded with nonsense on my channel and bitching and complaining about my wife, but it was a bad day for me anyhow, and what she said, yeah, it was important. It was important. I did not catch it, but I had got so upset with people, bitch, like either not exactly telling me their life story, but bitching and complaining about their lives or whatnot, and what was going on, causing their problems. And I just went, I don't care. And at that point in time, yeah, I was getting frustrated, so I did not care at that point in time. But on any regular given day, I do care, especially because Sheila, Nelly, and a handful of other people that are still on here after I was able to go live on YouTube. And I really appreciated their input. I appreciated their encouragement. I appreciated just, yeah, about 100% of it caused a rift between myself and Sheila, but it happened. And there are days that we have our bad days, and we just are like so frustrated with other people. And Sheila was not the other person or other people. And I'm just like, I snap, and yeah, that's not good for me, but still, it's like, it happens. I am going to scream. All right, folks, I don't know what's going on. I either have to check out my internet. I'm not getting comments from anybody. I'm actually losing most of the people that were here. So, um, and I've barely been on here 10 minutes according to the timer. So I'm going to temporarily jump off while I try. Well, I got 43 here on one thing, and maybe I just need to refresh or not use my tablet because it's something's causing problems with the net, and it's really, really starting to peeve me off. Um, and this is why I get frustrated, not just because of people, but because of technology is really upsetting. I mean, it's like nobody's talking, and I'm sitting there going, "Why? Why is nobody talking?" If you want to just listen for now, that's fine and dandy. If it's my internet, yeah, I need to figure it out. Jerry, if you can hear me and you try to message me, um, I know you sent me a message, something to do with the Wi-Fi. Um, it's like Sunday. Why would my Wi-Fi be getting messed up unless something something's happening that's not within the company or my internet company's doings? But I am, yeah. I'm just gonna be I'm gonna be me. And if people who don't like me being me don't like it, well, there's the virtual door. I did not force you to come in here. You can walk out and let the digital door hit you where the keister is. Hi, Renee. Oh man, it has been a long time since I've seen this name, and I am glad somebody has let me know that they can talk to me. Um, but I did not take my chance to look up any kind of Bible information because that's what I wanted to do this evening. But I also wanted to touch base on some of the things that Jerry talked about earlier today. And okay, maybe it's the internet stuff working properly finally. Um, but as you can tell, my hair is kind of like the short parts that don't want to stay in the ponytail is wanting to go everywhere. Hello, Brenda. Um, but like I was saying on Jerry's channel, I'm gonna try my best to go back to the way it was, where it was Bible stories, my feelings towards those words, nature, um, things that I'm interested in because I have been um, I don't want to say forced down a rabbit hole that I didn't want to go down, but there are certain people who want to come in here and be disruptive, and it makes it very hard for me to keep on track. And I got enough things to disrupt my brain as is within my own brain. Um, I don't need people disrupting me on my platform or whatever you want to call this. Um, so yeah, um, hey, that's fine, Brenda. I mean, I don't mind you. Hey, you got to take care. You do you. Let's just say that, um, because those are things that need to be done every so often. I mean, to be honest with you, and I'm not blaming anybody but myself. I have a whole house that needs to be worked on, and there are days where I feel like doing it, and there are days I don't feel like doing it, or there's days where it's like, help, Jerry, help! I need guidance because I don't know what I'm doing. And a lot of people are like, why are you asking Jerry to do that? Why doesn't Jerry get up and do it herself? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, because she can't, and it's my my job basically. That's one of the reasons why I mean, there are multiple times I saw part-time jobs where I could be sitting on my butt and not doing hard manual labor, and I forego applying for them because it's like, how can I take care of my house and the job without like pushing myself even further into wreckage, basically. Um, so it's kind of like one of those. Okay, I know I can do this. I know I can do that. Like today, earlier I was feeling like, oh yeah, I can do this project and that project, but then it was like, oh wait a minute, don't really want to do that project because mom's sleeping and it will make a lot of noise and I don't want to wake her up. The dog is napping, so I don't want to wake the dog up. So it's like, well, I can do this and this and this without waking anybody up. But what happened was I sat down to let my breakfast settle, and I started playing on my tablet, and I lost track of time. Honestly, I lost track of time because I was like, oh, I'm just going to do this for at least half an hour. And next thing I know, I'm looking up, going, oh man, hour and a half, hour and a half passed by with not even realizing it. And I get mad at myself for that because it's like I could have been doing those projects instead of just sitting here on my laurels playing games. Um, so it's one of those like, do I, and I can't blame nobody. I really can't blame anybody. Yes, Jerry has been working with me on at least two, three projects that I've been working on. One, I decided to go, I think I know how to do this, and I think I can do it by myself now that I got the base set up. And that was the metal shelving unit for outside. But Jerry Ann and I worked on some a little kitchen project here and there. And she did, it's like we're starting to work on the same page where she understands what I would like to have, and she's now like, you're the only one who's really cooking, so let's set it up the way you want to. And I'm like, oh great, now I got to think about that. Margaret Rose, February 25th. One, I don't know what you're saying, and two, um, I don't even know if I'm going to let you stay on this channel because of what you were saying earlier. Jim, I'm not here to. Oh no, um, Raymond, uh, you and Mona have not really been disruptive. I mean, you guys have put in some really good questions. So I don't consider you guys disruptive. It's just there are times, and it has not happened with you or Mona. There are times that certain people come on here, and they just they start talking about things that have nothing to do with my channel or the conversation at point. It's more like people come in and start, like talking about things that, I mean, most of these women who come on here and be disruptive, they have their own personal channels. They can go talk about that stuff on those channels instead of, you know. Let's see here. I'm gonna read your question, Raymond, because it's important right now. Do believe, Jim. I'm not here to be disruptive, but I am not sure you will see my comments on Jerry's live, but I am very disappointed with the attacks on her and the other ladies, especially Mona. I was the one that decided no on the camper. Jerry seems to have a big problem with Mona. Well, Raymond, I know Jerry has a lot of problem with the other women. I don't know if Jerry has a major problem with Mona. I think there have been a couple situations where I don't think Mona or Jerry understood each other. I know for one that the comment that I made that had to do with her, the comment I made that Mona took it to be about her daughters was not about her daughters. It was just at that time I was in a bad place, and I was like, I'm tired of listening to everybody else's complaints and issues, and I blew up. So it wasn't one of those like trying to attack Mona and her daughters. It was just I was fed up. Um, so it's like, I didn't mean for her to take it the way she took it. I wasn't attacking anybody particular. I was just tired of all the offhanded comments that had nothing to do with the subject at hand. Um, so it's like, I'm sorry, and I tried to apologize multiple times, but I guess the wound was so deep that Mona didn't want to listen to my apology, and I'm still sorry. I really am. Same with Sheila Hall. I think it was the same day she made a comment about how she's been separated for 42 years, and instead of being like, "Oh, I'm sorry," I was just like, "I don't care," because I was getting to the point where I was like, "I don't want to hear anybody else's stuff," and it was like everything that everybody was saying was pretty much off topic, and I'm just like, my brain don't work that way no more. I can't hold multiple topics. It has to be one set type of topic or one particular subject, or my brain just kind of goes, I can't keep up. What the hell, and it frustrates the crap out of me. And what I'm afraid of is it's getting worse as I'm getting older. And with all the other different things going on in my head and my life, and the diabetes, Jerry's diabetes, and cancer. I'm now diabetic. I'm trying to figure out how to control, my cravings, because there are times where I just want to go, ooh, I want a chocolate bar. Or, ooh, I would really, really have love to have a Mountain Dew. So it's kind of like, what do I do? What do I do? And Dre actually found these mix-ins. They have all the caffeine, but not the sugar, and that's what my brain needs. It's the caffeine, not the sugar. So I'm hoping these will start working better. Um, Freya, all right. I'm gonna say it the way it looks to me. Freya, I am doing fine right now. I'm just a little like froggy. My throat's bugging me. I don't know if I don't know if it's the allergies, the air filter. Maybe that's the problem. Because I'm looking over at the air filter and the intake looks brown. Maybe it's time to change the air filter. I have to find a way to remind myself to change that air filter before it starts getting clogged. And I might even have to go get one. But let's see here. Raymond, you do know that the ladies in the other group really like you and Sally and have only want to support you. I want to see you do good for yourself. I really mean it. I believe you, Raymond. It's just sometimes the way the other ladies come off when they're on my channel and Jerry's being a moderator or something like that and they start attacking her. It's like, stop. Please, stop. Um, what was she covering? I didn't know she was covering anything. I didn't notice it, so I'm sorry. I have no idea. Oh, hopefully you feel better. You should change. Yeah, I know I should change the air filter. In fact, I think after this, I'm going to see if I have one. If not, that means I have to wait until at least the after Labor Day to get a new one, because that's when Jerry's SSI money comes in. Um, um, yeah, Raymond. I mean, no offense to the other to the ladies or anything like that. It's just sometimes I just kind of go, where is this coming from? Um, but I do have respect for everybody. It's just I cut the line. I draw the line when people are disrespecting my family, which includes Jerry Ann. And that's one of the reasons why I don't go to their groups that often to watch or listen to what they're saying, because it's just one of those kind of things. It's like I live with her. I know what's going on. I know her health issues. I know her problems. I know the needs that she wants, but I also know that there are times where I just need to be like, okay, Jerry, I just need an hour to myself. Don't ask for me. Don't call for me. Don't And there's a lot of times where she does give. I mean, she gives me that time. The thing is a lot of people don't realize is um, I take my time doing what I want to do, and she does not push me anymore because she realizes that with all my mental issues plus my health issues, my physical health issues, if I can't focus on one particular thing, I just kind of go, I write it down. And we used to do that, but because of a lot of her issues, it's affecting her and her ability to communicate with me in a way that doesn't cause me to like feel like I'm being attacked. And I realize that she's not attacking me. It's she's fed up with her status. And I don't blame her, because um, if I had a health issue that made it hard for me to be mobile, and yes, she has that broken leg with the rod and pins and whatnot, it makes it difficult on her to move around. The weather, like yesterday's weather, was rainy, and I think everybody in the house was just kind of like, eh. So it's just one of those like, I get mad because like, look, I know you're taking what little you see in our videos, and you're either a making something out of nothing, or you're guessing what's actually happening. When your guesses are so far, the guesses are so far off left field, it's no longer funny. Um, when people give their stuff in public, then people should be able to comment. Yes and no, sassy or sissy. The reason why is because sometimes we give out information or enough information to give you a base idea of what's going on, but then to take those comments and run off into left field trying to make something that is not even in the ball field is ridiculous. And my brother-in-law has a very interesting saying, and I don't know if it was just my brother-in-law or my father-in-law, but it's like when you assume, you make an ass out of yourself and somebody else. So that's what gets me, is when people start assuming stuff without the full 911 or the full 411, then I don't know. Um, Shield Maiden, Jim, do you think it was okay for Jerry to call Mona a narcissist in her live? Okay, I don't know if she was talking about um, Mona, but a lot of the characteristics that these ladies are showing when they come onto our channel, especially mine, because well, Jerry puts them in timeout. I'll just block them. Yeah, Mona, no, no. But the other ladies, yeah. But the thing is, if you got a problem, if you got a problem with what Jerry Ann had said on her live this morning, take it up with her. Don't bring it to me, okay? Because one, the research proves that they are being narcissistic. As for Mona, like I said, I don't think she mentioned Mona directly. I would have to go back and look at the video. No, Jerry does not take the time nor desire to go stalk anybody. We find out, I should say, from people who are loyal to us, who, one, they kind of want to keep us, informed what's going on, and two, like I've said, I don't know about Jerry, but I've said, I really don't care what they say on their channel. It's their channel. But when they come to my channel and start being disruptive and saying stuff, or belittling my wife when she's on here to be a moderator, that's when I draw the line. Because like, I don't come to your channel and put you down or say stuff that may or may not be true. I got too much in my life to deal with. I don't take the time to go spying on other people. Now, if they tag me in their videos, yeah, I get alerted to it. But other than that, I don't care. Let's see here. Okay, I figured a lot of people have heard that saying. It's not that old, or not that young, I should say. But no, Jerry doesn't take the time to worry about them, because she doesn't care what they say anymore. She doesn't. It's other people come to us going, "Oh, did you hear what they said on Jones' channel? Did you hear what Deity said, or any of the other ladies?" No. Why would I want to hear about it? No. I You know, it's not something we do. We don't have the time nor the desire. Um, I will answer your question, Margaret Rose, February. I am going to try to make my, well, I don't call it my father's because I don't know if it came from my father or not, but I'm going to make his, well, smothered pork chops is basically what it is. It's really simple. I just got to find a big enough baking pan or something like that for it. Um, okay, Sissy, why did who do it? Why did she do it? Whoever she is. Um, because I don't know who you're talking about now. Homemade mac and cheese with fish sticks. That sounds interesting. I don't think she is narcissistic like most people think she is. Yes, she has certain characteristics that a lot of people might say narcissism, um, but I don't see it. I see it more in myself than her, really. Now that I've done the research, it's like, oh, yeah, that I'm more the narcissist. But even Jerry has said that when we first got together, that I was narcissistic, but I have like lost a lot of that. Hello, Redhead Storm. Um, no, she does not cut my live. She moderates it and then she puts in her 2 cents. And if I'm sorry, if you don't like that, well, you're watching the wrong couple. Not to be mean there, Diane, but I think it's more rude when certain people are on here and they start disrupting my conversations, my chat. You start talking about stuff that take it to your own channels. Don't bring it to. I feel like certain people literally bring in people to help support them to disrupt my channel, and I'm not dealing with that no more. I will start basically blocking whomever. Well, there are certain days that yeah, she needs to call us out. There are certain days that I call her out, but I don't do it on lives. And that's the only difference, you know. And again, well, Diane, that's between you. If you have a problem with Jerry Ann, don't bring it to me. That's between you and her. Don't try to get me in the middle of it because already I'm already seeing things that I'm about ready to start blocking. Um, no, Jerry Ann was not throwing anybody under the bus. What she was doing was calling out a lot of people who are basically rude to us, to her especially, and I'm done with that. Especially if you're going to do it on my channel. You want to do it on her channel. She won't block you. She'll put you in timeout. I'm the one who will block because I don't like it. I don't like it towards me. I don't like it towards my wife. I don't like people trying to tell me things that either A, I already know, or things that I just like, where are you getting this information? Where are you getting the false information? Like this, like several months ago, somebody was like saying that in a different county here in Missouri, I'm on a most wanted list from the PD, and I'm like, not me, not me. Because if I found out that I was wanted for something, I would be going down to the PD, going, "Here I am, lock me up. Let's find out what's up." You know, and all they would have to do is either put me in a holding cell and get my prints and you know DNA samples or whatnot to find out, oh no, this isn't the wrong guy. So I'm okay. If I was yelling at my subscribers, you would know it. All right. What I'm doing right now is I'm just getting heated and raising my voice. Now, if I was getting to the point where I needed to get my point across and somebody was not paying attention, yeah, I would be yelling at them. So please, since you don't know me, um, Secret Stephanie, don't assume you know my tones of voices. Um, what? Actually, Corey, I'm gonna have to disagree with you because there's a lot of times when Jerry Ann and I are on the same page and we're working together, wondrous things. I mean, great and wondrous things happen. So yeah, no, we we work fine. Hello, Marguerite, the real Marguerite. I'm glad to see you here too. You know what? Here's how I'm going to be nicer. I'm going to get rid of the false Marguerite because she has no freaking clue the difference between my nice and my angry and unnice. And that's oh yeah, we had a Margaret Rose February 25th who has no content. Her channel is basically blank. Yes, I do check people's channels because if they're going to be on here commenting, they better have either the gall to put their own stuff out there, which I know there's a lot of people out there who say that they put their own stuff out there, but they're actually using me and Jerry Ann and a whole lot of other good people to create negative content. So I'm just done. Well, probably because of the fact that you said a lot of false things and tried to basically put her in a cubbyhole, basically. Same thing with military. Basically, they didn't understand ADHD and anything like that, so they just called me slow and stupid. Which anybody who really knows me knows that I am not stupid. I might be a little slow sometimes, but I'm not stupid. Um, well, like I said, if you got problems with her, try to find a way to take it up with her. Otherwise, I don't want to hear. I really don't want to hear problems that people have with my wife because it's like, don't come to me about it. She's an individual, grown adult woman who can do what she wants and say what she wants. If you don't like it, ain't my problem. Sassy, if I say this one more time, I will block you. She does not watch anybody else's freaking channel. I hate repeating myself. All right. I just said it. I'm not repeating myself. You don't like the way Jerry Ann does stuff on her channel, take it up with her. I'm going to say same thing about my channel. You don't like the way I am, you don't have to be here. Okay? I did not yank your ass in here. I did not trap you into my channel. You walked in on your own feet, digitally. I'm only attacking the people who are pushing my buttons the wrong way. So, see you later. Um, oh, it is really stressful. I mean, I came in here, I started this all calm and fine and dandy, and then I got people coming in here pushing my buttons. And I already said earlier, push my buttons the wrong way, you're gone. I'm not playing games no more. I mean, I can tell you right now, Raymond, he has not pushed my buttons yet. I can understand his comments and whatnot, but it was Sissy. Uh, no, Sissy I think is the only one. Sissy and Margaret Rose are the only two I basically removed from my channel because they did not want to listen to what I was saying about the comments. Hello, Fiona's mom. All right, I'm reiterating. We don't talk about Jerry. We don't talk about mom. We don't talk about no. We don't talk about Jerry. We don't talk about politics, and we do not talk about finances. If you cannot understand and respect those three rules, you're out. I'm done. Um, I'm not afraid to agree or disagree. I have my truth. You have yours. I stick with mine because mine I know is real. I don't know about yours. So it has nothing to do about agreeing or disagreeing. It has to do with what I want on my channel. I don't want to talk about Jerry because it gets me stirred up and it causes a lot more problems than it's worth. I don't want to talk politics because I have my own view on politics. I don't want to talk about finances because people are always, oh, how can you do this when you have no money? If we had no money, we wouldn't do it. So I'm done. I'm done arguing with people. I'm done with people trying to start their own stuff on my channel when they have their own channel. If you want to talk about certain things, go back to your channel. You know, if you get disruptive, I don't want you on me. I really just don't. You know. So, and it's not that I'm terrified of agreeing with anybody. I'm terrified of myself, nobody else. I know what I can do when I get pissed off and angry and destructive. All right. I'm not afraid of anybody. I'm not even afraid of Jerry Ann. I respect her as my wife. If you can't respect her and come onto my channel and start your issues with her, bye. I'm not going to get in the middle of it. It's between you and her, not me, her, and you. Okay, Corey, I'm sorry if I missed it. I really am. Um, it, it looks like it's important to you, and if you want to make that comment again, I will look at it and see what happens. Jerry was so upset because of the way people were treating her on last night, my live last night, and she just it got to me because I couldn't keep track of what was going on and what was being said. And then it got to her because people were basically being rude towards her, and I don't blame her. I would be the same way on her, with her channel. If I was on her channel and people started jumping down my throat and saying bad things about me, I would come on here and basically do the same thing. I'd blow up. I am always listening to her vlogs, Diane. So please stop trying to convince me of what she said and she did not say. You know, that's the last warning. Yeah, because she's getting tired of the bullshit. So yeah, actually, she did not say block. She said put in timeout. She asked me not to block. She asked me to put people in timeout. So no, she did not. I just remember she said nothing about blocking, except for not to. All right, Diane, you're done. I can't put up with it. I'm not arguing with people. I know what's been said. I know what Jerry is. I know how Jerry is. I'm just going to start removing people who are going to be a problem. And if people think I'm removing people because I think they're a problem. Yeah, they're a problem for me. Between my mental issues and people's attitudes towards Jerry Ann, I am not putting up with it no more. I'm done. You know, I said it on Jerry's channel. I'm saying it now. I am done. Isn't what my job. My job is to basically take care of my wife, to help my wife with things that she needs. So what am I doing that is so terrible? This, yeah, if you're talking about this being my job, well, technically it is because it's the only way I get money now. You know, and I don't have to agree with everybody. I do not have to put up with everybody. If people are coming on here to be disruptive, I don't want them on there. I would rather have a select 100 people who are going to talk to me as a human being and try to get me to see a picture that they're trying to get me to see without being downing, without being demanding, without being this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it. I know what's going on with Jerry Ann. I live with her 24/7. So people coming on here trying to tell me what Jerry Ann is saying on her vlogs, who have no bloodline connection or family connection, is I'm gonna look at them sideways because like, what do you know? I don't know when I'm here 24/7. Fiona's mom, I don't know what your yiking is about. Hopefully, it's not because of the people I am getting rid of. Well, Corey, I can say this much. All right, I don't know any couple that are happy with each other 24/7, 365. There's always a dispute, a disagreement, or not seeing it the way the other person sees it. Okay, that's why yesterday was great for me when we were working on revamping certain things in the kitchen. We were on the same page. We understood what we wanted. We talked to each other. We agreed with each other. If we did not agree, we tried to look at it and find a balanced agreement. You know, what's going on with what these ladies are trying to do is they are literally trying to disrupt our lives to try to tell me how bad Jerry Ann is and how she's throwing me under the bus and all that. I'm like, I don't see it. And if I don't see it, I don't care what they have to say. It's simple as that. You know. Hey, Bluegrass, I'm glad you're here. Um, Bluegrass, you are like one of maybe 50 people I can think of that have been so beneficial and trying to see, and not trying to see, but getting me to see the good and bad in things without being argumentative or disruptive or demanding. So I have no problem with you at all. Um, well, it's not just that I feel better, redheaded storm. It's more along the lines of I'm done putting up with the bullshit, and this is how it's going to happen. If people don't want to listen to me and start arguing about stuff that they don't know, then I'm just done with them. And I would rather get rid of people who are going to be problematic and cause me more trouble than keeping them here and either causing trouble for me, giving me a headache, or if Jerry Ann gets on, start jumping down her throat for one reason or another. I'm just, no, it's not happening on my channel anymore. You know, I will block people because I just don't want to deal with them anymore. I really don't. I don't want to have to put them in timeout every day, blah, 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 anything like that. I'm just, I, Freya, Freya, can't say your name all of a sudden. Um, I do have time to enjoy myself. Jerry gives me plenty of time. We've gotten, we've gotten we've agreed that if I am doing something and she needs me, that she'll ask, "Are you busy?" And if I say yes, she'll be like, "Okay, I'll deal with it myself," or ask when you're not so busy. So it's not like one of those. Um, it's literally one of those things where I'm just like, um, I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do to make myself happy on a bad day. I know coming on here and having conversations without people who want to talk about things that I don't want to talk about and don't want to, like, literally ignore me, like, I don't want to talk about Jerry, and then they're just continuously saying Jerry this, Jerry that, blah blah. No. I've said it once, I'm gonna say it a million times. If you've got personal issues with Jerry, take it to her. Don't bring it onto my channel. Don't jump on her when she's on my channel. She's my wife. I'm done having people telling me that either I'm throwing her under the bus or she's throwing me under the bus when they don't even know the reality of what's going on in this house. On most days, this house is a very calm, cool, collective house. There's no arguing, there's no fighting, there's no nothing. Mom sits in the living room, she does her thing. I either am in the living room to spend some time with her while I'm relaxing, or I'm in my office trying to do something, or I'm working with Jerry on things that she needs help with, or I'm working on the house. I am literally the caretaker of the house. Now, I'm not trying to say that mom can't do her own thing or Jerry can't do her own thing when she feels good. I'm just saying I am responsible for this house. I'm responsible for the upkeep, the feeding of the people, making sure everybody's okay in the morning time, making sure everybody's happy with their meals, especially in the morning time because mom gets egg sandwiches. Jerry Ann and I flip flop from omelets to scrambled eggs to French toast if we have any in the freezer, things like that. I'm not going to let people downsize my wife because of her medical conditions. I've got my own medical conditions. And I'm happy when I wake up in the morning and I do my blood draw, my fasting blood draw, and it's lower than the 120, 125. But then I eat breakfast and I start working or I don't work. And if I don't work, my blood level is elevated. So it tells me I need to get up and do shit. Excuse my language. But I'm not going to let a bunch of, excuse my terms, old biddies who basically have nothing better to do in their lives but ridicule other people. Like somebody was saying earlier, and they didn't want to listen to that. I was saying, no, Jerry has no desire to watch Joni's channel. I barely even pay attention to her channel. I mean, somebody was talking about trivia night, and I should join in and blah blah blah, and I'm kind of like, no, I don't think I will. Because I don't want to jump into somebody else's channel to do something fun, and it turns out to be a bunch of bullshit and arguing, and telling me shit about my wife. I don't know. I don't need somebody who does not live here tell me about my wife. You know, yeah, I have my gaming group that I do 3 4 times a day, 3 to 4 times a week, not day. I have times for my hobbies. My hobbies is basically playing video games, reading books, and if my body wasn't the way it is, I would probably do like during the spring and late autumn before it gets too cold. I might do a nature hike. We got plenty of trails throughout Rolla, you know, so it's not like I don't have enough to do. It's just my hobbies aren't that like, whoo. Even though Jerry Ann does take interest in my nights that I get together with these people that I've discovered on WoW and do campaigns or dungeons or whatever raids as they call them. That's the word I was thinking of. Raids. You know, Let's see here. Redhead Storm says, "Good for you, Jim." Corey says, "I agree. No relationship is 100% all the time. Working things out is positive." Exactly. Exactly. Let's see here. Secret Stephanie says, "Do you play WoW yesterday?" Yes, I played WoW last night. That's why I did an earlier vlog, or live, I should say. Um, and I've got several different high level characters when I go playing with my guys. If none of them want to do raids or anything like that, I go to a lower level character that I have and try to build it up. Um, let's see here. Jerome, have not seen you in a while. I did not realize that Jerry had another channel, Starry Night. Jerry has her crafting channel, which she doesn't really do a lot of crafting right now, and then she has her main vlog channel. Um, and Jerome, since you haven't been here for a while, we're not talking about Jerry. I don't care if you're answering somebody else's question. Jerry Ann, the three topics that are off the table for discussion is Jerry Ann, politics, and finances. Those three things should be kept personal because the fact that nobody needs to know my personal life, my life with my wife, my political views, or what's going on in my bank. Let's see here. Freya, yes, that's how a healthy relationship should work. Exactly. It should be open communication and not like festering wounds, that won't heal unless you deal with them. Um, Margaret Rose, Jim, you have supporters that care about you and Jane unconditionally. I believe you know who they are. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. In fact, all but one person that I can think of off the top of my head is here. That one person is Shelley and Shelley Long, or Hall, excuse me, Sheila Long. Um, is Yeah, Hall. I can't think of names right now. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry, Sheila, if you're listening. But I mean, I think Nellie's on. I've got you, Margaret. I've got Bluegrass. I even have Redheaded Storm, who's fairly new. Um, you know, and the ones I know, the ones that love me and Joanne unconditionally and are real good friends with us. I wish I had better contact with a lot of them because Bluegrass, you said you sent me an email. I could not find it. Um, in fact, since I'm just sitting here, I want to type my email and the one that I use the most. And I invite anybody to contact me, but if you're going to be rude, I'm probably just going to not reply or anything like that because to me, things are a two-way street. And basically, if you're going to be rude on that two-way street, why do I need to be in contact with you? Why do I need to sit here and listen to you? I just put my email address in the bottom. Hold on, I got to go back towards. Old Bluegrass, I don't know how old you are, but most of the women who are being nasty towards me and my wife are older than me, and I'm going on 53. No, wait a minute. No, I'm not going on 53. I'm going on 35. I want to reverse my numbers. Um, so it's just one of those like I'm tired of dealing with rudeness. I'm tired of dealing with people who are trying to tell me stuff that is not true. Um, I got people who are saying that Jan's a narcissist, and I'm like, bull pucky. Not after the research we did last night, and we looked at a medical provided definition and information about narcissism, and it's like I can raise my hand at one or two of them. Jerry, maybe one. But these little old bitty, these women are just kind of like, whoa, you're calling me. And look at the mirror, baby. Look at the mirror. Redhead Storm, I like Jones' channel, but they don't want me there. Probably because you've either said something that's contradicting what they believe, or you said something in support of Jerry or myself that they don't want to listen to. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't deal with them no more because they don't want to listen to what I have to say, which is the truth of the matter. They want to listen to their made up left field rhetoric. Yeah, I know, and that's my own fault. You know what, Raymond, I feel it because for a long while in the beginning, I felt the same way. I felt like I could not. I felt like if I approached my wife to deal with a problem, it would be one of these either arguments that I did not have the mental capacity for, or it was, had to be about what I felt had to be about her. And there for a long time, it was like, why do you keep turning the table? Why is it when I come to you with a problem, you turn around and start talking about yourself and whatever issues you have that may be contained to the issue at hand? So yeah, there are times where I'm like, do I really want to bring this subject up with Jerry, or do I just want to bury it in the backyard somewhere? So, but the thing is, I've learned that if I am open minded and discuss things with her and not try to like be narrow minded on the particular subject, it it's like one of those like, hold on a second, let me try to figure out what you're saying to me so I can deal with the subject. But like I said last night, we were in here in the kitchen. We were working together. We got some stuff cleaned up, in one corner of the kitchen area by the stove, because she was like, okay, since you're the chief cook now, we're gonna set up the kitchen the way you want it and work around my wants and needs. And I'm like, well, okay, this is what I think we need to do because I want less stuff on the counter. We had this big white container with a divider system in there with all our like cooking utensils, and it's like, why do I have this out when I only use a handful of the utensils in the first place? So we decided to work on that and change it around. So it's one of those like, I'm finally happy that, oh no, I'm gonna have to get off this. I just got a 20% battery warning on my phone. But no, I understand what you're saying there, Raymond, because I'm still the same way. Um, I don't know how to uh, live stream my gaming because there's methods to do it that I don't know how, and I think you have to get an agreement with either YouTube or the Blizzard company, who is basically a creator of WoW, to get a okay to be able to put this online or put this on my. So I don't know if I get money for it or not, and that's one of the reasons why I don't do it. Um, oh, you're 45. Yeah, you're still a spring chicken even compared to me. You're almost 10 years younger. Um, well, some people talk about age, but not for you right now. Even when you turn, well, no, because you're at that point in time where even if you were to say reverse or switch your numbers at 67 you'll still be 76. But in the interim, um, okay, like I said, Bluegrass, I haven't seen your pictures yet. They didn't show up in my mailboxes. I only have one is basically AOL, and the other one is Gmail, and they're both husband 108, not 108, 08, 05, 00. Um, but okay, I'll see you later, Bluegrass. But yeah, I'm gonna have to start winding down because of my bat. But yeah, you're right, redhead. Age is doesn't really matter. It's some people are like, oh yeah, I'm okay. That's great that you're up there in age. But I'm starting to realize at my age that like I look at some of these young kids nowadays, and I'm talking about like 20 somethings, and sitting there going, you're bitching and complaining about you don't have a good cell phone, or you don't have this piece of technology yet because you can't afford it, or you're bitching and complaining because your phone is failing, and it's like you got it easy. If I wanted to make a phone call, either I had to have a pocket full of change for the public push button phone, or I had to come home for push button rotary phone. People are like, oh, this is great. Voice activated TV, voice activated this. I'm like, yeah. You know how my dad got the channel changed? Hey, Jimmy, can you go over there and change the channel? I was a remote. I can remember when we didn't have personal computers or gaming consoles. We had pen and paper. And you either had to be sharp or you just had to be, able to have fun with what you were doing. I mean, and then we had board games or card games like Crazy Eight, and this is before Uno was in my house. Um, so it's like I look at these younger kids nowadays going, no wonder we're doomed. If all the power in the world got knocked out and we had to rely on our own personal body and our own personal knowledge, these kids would these kids would have a hard time surviving because like I can't drive my car. There's no phone working. There's no cell service. There's no Wi-Fi. And it's like, welcome to my world when I was your age. Granted, by the time when I was their age, they did have gaming consoles, but I'm a '70s baby. You want to talk about people who lived hard knocks. Look at the '70s babies, and I mean, I'm not trying to put down any or older generations, but I'm like, we were the inventors of that game console you now play. We were the inventors of that cell phone that you now carry around with you. We were the ones that saw those things come to fruition. And every time people were like, especially some of the people who have like old school phones, the flip phones, and people like, oh, you've got one of those. I'm like, yeah, that's the same thing that they were using on Star Trek, but I didn't get no signal. I mean, Star Trek was the precursor of modern day technology, as far as I'm concerned. But these kids are like, hey, me, and I'm like, oh my god. Oh yeah, rotary phones sucked because like, do 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 do, and you hope you got the right number, or you went all the way to the end and hope you didn't get your finger caught. And if you messed up one number, you had to put the receiver down, pick it back up, and start all over. And no, I mean, I was so happy push button phones finally came around because I was about ready. I don't know about anybody else, but I was about ready to take up those rotary phones and just chuck it through a window. Oh, I love Star Trek. I love Star Wars. I'm a geek. I don't care. I don't care. Star Wars, Star Trek. My favorite teenage cartoon or Japanese anime was called Robotech. It looks so real. Um, yeah, I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. I'm a Trekkie. I'm a anime fan. I mean I I can't blame my family because of the way things are. But it was like Yes, October 21st is my birthday. Um, I remember when I was in high school one year, and I don't really fit in with people back then. I don't really fit in that well with people nowadays. Um, but there was, I mean, I did not understand cliques. Oh yeah, are you a are you a shit kicker cowboy? Are you a stoner skater? Are you a? I'm like, no, no, no. Yes, I can fit in with the Cowboys. I'm goth. I don't know. I didn't. I the idea of black eyeliner and lipstick on a guy was just kind of like, yeah. What are you supposed to be? Yeah, okay. In my day, you were just a. But when I was asked by a friend of mine in high school, she goes, "What are you?" And I'm like, "What do you mean what I am? What I am? Who I am? I'm just my. I'm happy with who I am. I'm myself." She goes, "Oh, you got to fit in with some kind of group or whatnot." And I went, and at the time I was interested in Native American shaman or Native American stuff, and I was like, "Well, if you have to give me a category, put me in a group." I know this for, I know that there's no more groups nowadays that just call themselves Mountain Man or Mountain Men, and that's what I said. I was like, I'm a Mountain Man. I belong in the mountains. I don't belong in regular society. So on that yearbook, they she put on there, "Have a good summer, Mountain Man," and every time I see it, I laugh about it. Yeah, well, Mom was the original Star Trek, Captain James T. Kirk. Um, James Tiberius Kirk. I look at the new movies that they're trying to make to be similar to the original. It's like on the line of the original Star Trek, the old black and white Star Trek, but they're trying to make it a little bit more modernized. You know, a movie that's a little bit more modernized, and I watched them. I watched all three of them so far, and I'm like, these aren't bad. They just need to tweak it a little bit because some of the things they did, it was just like role reversal, like it was Kirk instead of Spock who got bombarded by dilithium trying to fix Star Trek, or the Enterprise, not the Star Trek. But yeah, Star Trek is still, in my mind, way ahead of the times. Um, so I'm just like, yeah, I didn't like the social groups in high school because I was thin as a rake. I can slip and slide between the crowds, so to speak. And well, I didn't like the cliques as they called them. Um, but there was, I had classmates that I enjoyed hanging out with because we were we would be considered the Goonies of our high school because we were just like into weird stuff. We really didn't fit in with anybody. Breakfast Club. That's what I was thinking. Breakfast Club, not Goonies. Breakfast Club. Yeah, because we were the ones who got in a lot of trouble and we were weird and off. Yeah. Um, I had a friend of mine who just me and this friend, we were the smart ones in our classes, and we would hang out in the back and just either try to disrupt the class in one way or another, or just sit there like, okay. I dropped out of high school in the middle of 12th grade because I was like, they're not teaching me anything I either don't know or haven't learned and are not interested in. And I mean, I started my high school years basically in LDI, or not LDI, excuse me, in, I don't want to say it the way I feel like saying it, but in the lower class type educational groups. Um, and the second year of high school, basically, my first full year of high school at Paradise Valley High, my reading teacher, Mrs. Voiceman, said, in my class, to get a good grade, you can do an essay on anything you can read. You can either have a book from home or a book from my all. Her room was like nothing but books, shelf to wall to wall shelving of books. The only thing I ask is it cannot be a picture book or a comic book or anything that basically has imagery. And I was like, oh shoot, because most of the books I was reading at the time were either graphic novels or something. I mostly comic books basically. And I was looking at all her books, and I was like, I don't know what I want. I don't know what. And I saw White Fang. I'm thinking, okay, I don't know nothing about it, but it's obviously about an animal of some sort. So I picked it up. I enjoyed Jack London's all his White Fang books, all his wild nature books and whatnot. And the first one I did, I asked Mrs. Weissman, can I do an oral exam because my reading is not that great? She goes, sure, no problem. So I gave her the oral exam. She's like, okay, get another book. And I'm like, well, can I get something on my own? And she goes, yeah, as long as it's not a picture book. So over the weekend, I went to Beat Alton Books, which is a small bookstore in one of our malls in Phoenix. I think it was Paradise Valley Mall. And I was looking. Just walked in there and I was looking and looking like, I don't know what I'm interested in. I don't know what subject I'm interested in. I'm not really interested. At the time I was not really interested in history. And I found myself, beknown to where I was, in the category section of supernatural and alternative religions. And the book that I found was called Phoenix Rising, which was by Mary Summer Rain. And I read that within like 2 weeks, cover to cover. It's like it was so interesting. I could not put it down. I think that's about the same time I started getting interested in the supernatural. And then I read it and I brought it to her, and she looked at it like, I'm gonna have to take this home to read it myself. It's like, okay. So like after about a week or so, she comes to me and goes, okay, you want to give your oral, your oral essay? I said, hold on, yeah, let me just. And I looked at the book. I went, okay. I didn't. I just had to look at certain things, and I was like, okay, the book is about, and I basically told her it was about this woman who's a Native American shaman, or was educated by a Native American shaman in Colorado, going to local haunted areas and getting the spirit that's haunting the area to go into the light. And Mrs. Wilson goes, okay, A. She goes, okay, give me another book. I go back to B. Dalton's, and I'm like, I looked at the Phantoms of Foot, and I'm like, oh, she's got three other ones that pre-curses, or pre-novels. So I got the first one, which was Spirit Song, and I read that. And then the next one, no, I forgot which one went in order, but I got the next one and read that and did my oral essay, and then the fourth one, or the third one, and did the essay, and then I found out she's got more books coming out. So by the time my 10th grade was over with, it was like I'm getting like high scores in my reading, essays, and whatnot. But what was bringing my score down was my tests. Yeah. So I mean, by the time about 10%, I got to get off this. I'm sorry. Well, let's just put it this way: by the time I exited high school in the middle of the 12th grade during the before the winter recess, my teacher, Mrs. Wilson, was talking to my mom at one of the parent-teacher conferences and said, your son is reading college or above level books. It's like, yeah, because it's what I'm interested in. And if it catches my interest and I really am interested, I will take off. I will read and study that till the end of day. So I'm sorry that I didn't get all you guys' comments because I know you guys were talking about your school life and whatnot. I'm sorry I can't get to them. I need to shut this off and go charge it. I will Probably I will either do a live every night or a vlog every other night. I don't know. It depends on how I feel. So don't hold me to it, but I'm going to try. Until next time, you guys have a good day. Bye.